Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. And we shall begin with our first participant, which is Alvin. Hi, Alvin from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur.
Namaskar, Ajahn. I don't have any question in the moment. Thank you.
Okay. Go to Marsha. Marsha from Ohio, I think.
Yes, good morning. I too, I do not have any questions yet, maybe later.
Fine.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Go to Kok Seng from Singapore.
Good evening, Prajan. This evening, I'd like to ask Prajan about the 5 khandhas of 5 cleaning aggregates. The Buddha, in the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the Buddha states that the 5 cleaning aggregates are dukkha. And I can understand that the body, which is the first one, is dukkha because when one gets old, one will have sickness and one will suffer and so on. So can Prajan explains what about for feelings, the second one, feelings, perceptions, mental constructs, and consciousness, how are these remaining 4 aggregates considered as dukkha? I do not quite grasp why these 4 remaining aggregates are also dukkha.
Well, the 4 aggregate, especially the feeling aggregate, it is also changing. It doesn't remain the same. It has 3 different types of feelings: good feeling, bad feelings, and neutral feelings. And so when you run into bad feelings, you feel bad, you don't want it. So that's dukkha, feeling bad from having bad feelings. Okay.
And what about perception?
They all come together. They're working as a team with the feeling as the one that manifests the result of their working. Like when you see a garbage, a pile of garbage, that's perception. Perception says, "Oh, this is bad," right? So you get bad feeling, and then sankhara, they have this desire to get rid of this garbage. So you get dukkha. It doesn't want to see garbage.
Okay.
So they work as a team. All you need to do is focus on the feeling, which is the one that will let you know that what do you have, good feeling, bad feeling, or neutral feeling. And the way to cope with this thing without any stress is to accept them for what they are. When you see something good and make you feel good, okay, just accept it. Don't cling to it because it's temporary. It's going to be gone after a while and maybe replaced by bad feeling. When you have bad feeling, also try to remain calm and don't react to it. Just merely know. And when you have neutral feeling, the same way. This is the way to get rid of stress, get rid of dukkha. But if you don't know how to deal with this thing, you usually will react with love or hate or fear or delusion. And then you are creating stress in the mind. Our goal is to eliminate stress created by our cravings toward these feelings and the body.
And the craving is the desire is the desire.
Desire to be or not to be, to have or not to have. To have good feeling, not to have bad feeling.
Okay.
Not to get old, not to die, not to get sick. But these are something that we cannot prevent or stop. This is a natural process. The body get old, get sick, and die. Feeling keep changing from good to bad to neutral. You experience feeling every day, changing every day. You get up in the morning, you might feel bad already, and not knowing why. Maybe you have a stomach ache or something, or you didn't sleep well, and you get up, you have bad feelings. The proper way to deal with them is just to merely acknowledge them, not reacting with desire to get rid of this bad feeling, because you cannot get rid of it right away. Just leave it alone, it will go away sooner or later. Every feeling come and go. They keep changing. They come and go, replacing one, replacing the other. Good feeling replaced by neutral feeling replaced by bad feeling, and so on and so forth, all day long. Because you're dealing with things that are moving, the sensual objects that you're dealing with, they are constantly changing also.
So in other words, whatever feelings that arise in me, I have to treat it that all these feelings, they are just anicca. They are not beyond my, they are beyond my control. And even though they may cause, bad feelings may cause dukkha, but it will soon pass away. And just note the bad feelings that has arise.
Yes, just accept them for what they are.
Okay, just
But
accept.
but in real life, some feelings you can manage. If you can manage them, manage them. Like if it's get very cold, if you can put on a heater or you put on a coat, you do that. But when you run to feeling that you cannot control or manage, then you just have to accept it for what it is.
Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you, Prajan.
Understand? These are the 5 aggregates. They're working together.
Okay.
The four mental aggregates work with the body, which is the physical aggregate. The body has the sensual organs that will be able to accept the sensual objects. And the sensual object is sent to the mind and processed by the four mental aggregates.
Okay.
Then it's up to the mind whether it's smart or not smart. If the mind is smart, it doesn't react with love, hate, fear, or delusion. And in order for you to have not to have love, hate, fear, delusion, you have to practice meditation. You have to enter into jhana. Then you have equanimity, which is the lack of love, hate, fear, and delusion. If you don't have jhana, you will always react. Even though you know you shouldn't react, but you can't stop from reacting because you haven't trained the mind not to react. Intellectual knowledge isn't good enough to stop the mind from reacting. You have to put in the practice of jhana in order for you to be able to stop the mind from reacting with love, hate, fear, and delusion. That's why we have to practice mindfulness and meditation to get into jhana. And the more jhana you have, then the more equanimity you will have when you come out of jhana. And the more you will be able to remain calm and not reacting. But you can still react with common sense, react with rationality, love, loving kindness or compassion. These are the things you can react, and that doesn't cause any stress to you, to your mind.
But Prajan, sometimes you can get a bit depressing when we don't during our sitting meditation we don't get into any samadhi. So sometimes it may it may be a bit dry and there's little motivation to push on.
Your depression is caused by your craving. your desire for result. When you don't get the result, then you become depressed. Then you have to blame yourself for not producing the result. And the cause of not producing the result is a lack of mindfulness. So you have to practice more mindfulness before you meditate. You have to practice mindfulness all day long, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Then when you meditate, you'll find it easy for you to enter into jhana. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Prajan.
All right. Next is Claudia from Switzerland. Are you from Biel, near where Professor Ken is? Or are you in somewhere else?
Good afternoon from Switzerland, Tana-chan. No, I'm not from Biel. I live in Basel. It's at the border to France and to Germany.
Okay, Basel. I'm sorry, I forget.
Basel, yeah. It's a 3 countries delta.
I see. Like the Golden Triangle in Thailand.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think
Thailand, Burma, and Cambodia. Thailand, Burma, and Laos. I think this is the Golden Triangle, where the opiums are cultivated.
the opium. The opium?
Yeah, opium in the northern part of Thailand, in the Golden Triangle. They call it the Golden Triangle, where the the Myanmar, Thailand, and Laos meet, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Same
did
way
I
with you,
understand correctly?
Basel, you have Switzerland, you have France, and Germany.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We can walk within 90 minutes from Switzerland to France, and then from France to Germany. This is a lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Tana-chan, I would have a question, and I would ask if Tana-chan can talk about mudita, empathetic joy, and the benefit of mudita, please.
Okay, mudita is to show your happiness when people become successful or become happy. Like somebody who get married, for instance, even though the person that married takes your boyfriend as the husband, you should still show your mudita, show your happiness, show your congratulations for their happiness. This is what mudita is. Don't be envy, don't be angry when somebody is happier than you are. Okay.
Yeah, understand.
Maybe your colleague get a raise and you don't get a raise. You should still congratulate your colleague for getting the raise. Or when you play sports and your team lose, you should congratulate the winning team for their success.
Yeah.
I think people lose this spirit of mudita in sports, especially. They have to win, and then when they lose, they get angry at the referee or whoever to blame for their loss.
Yeah, it's my impression. It's just my personal impression that mudita is getting lost in the current world. So it was a matter of my heart to ask about mudita.
Yes. Not to be envious when somebody is better than you are. You should congratulate them for being better than you are. Because in Buddhism, we believe in the karma, the law of karma. They're better than we are because they do better karma than we do.
Mm-hmm.
So they reap the benefit of the good karma that they do. And the other way around, if they're worse than we are, then we use equanimity. This is the way it works sometimes. People are worse than we are, and there's nothing we can do about it to help them, to make them better. And we use the law of karma. because they did worse karma, they did bad karma than we did. So they become worse than we are. So we just use equanimity in this instance.
Equanimity when I can do nothing about it, or compassion if I see a chance to help?
Yes, if we can use compassion or loving kindness, do it. But if everything else fails, then you just have to use equanimity. Don't feel bad about it. You're hurting yourself when you feel bad about it.
Yeah, that's very clear. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay. Is that it for today?
Yeah, that's my question for today. Thank you so much.
Okay, maybe if you have anything later, you can ask some more.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, we'll go to Ao Saw Sim in Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajahn. Today I have no question.
Okay. Jordan in Bangkok. Hi, Jordan.
Good evening, Ajahn. I'm very happy to be here this evening. This evening I was meditating in the Benchasiri Park, and after I finished my meditation, I went to go pick up some garbage in the area that I was in, and I got swarmed by fire ants. My feet, my legs, and hands. I was just getting hundreds of them biting me, and I was able to, because I just finished my meditation, I was able to. I had some success with staying mindful, and I was able to get a branch and sort of brush them off without trying to kill them. That felt like a good practice, a good opportunity to practice. These days I'm still meditating 2 hours a day. I'm finding that it's not too much, too difficult. Once I've got into the habit, it seems to I can just keep it going, keep the momentum going, and I've had more success lately, I think, than ever. I was keeping my mantra throughout the day. And I've really been putting in a good effort with that lately. And I noticed that before, when I would finish a meditation session, say for an hour, I would sort of get excited that I had made it through that sitting, and I noticed that's not helpful. And so I have more of an attitude now that the meditation is never finished, and so I just, instead of getting excited, I try to just continue to keep my mind peaceful. And whenever I'm on my way to school, or on public transit, or when I'm in bed, or when I'm eating, and I think it's I feel like my mindfulness is increasing, which I feel good about. That's what I'd like to report.
The more mindfulness you have, the less you will react to things. So stay calm and just merely knowing. Good. Keep it up, okay?
Okay, thank you, Ajahn. I'm one more question. Is that all right?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so I've been. I have a new sort of friend I've met in my neighborhood here, and last time I saw him, I was telling him that, well, I'm planning to come back to Wat Yan at the end of the month, and I told him this, and he's been interested in meditation. He's not a meditator, and I felt like I feel like Wat Yan is maybe more for experienced meditators, people who have a kind of practice, and I thought maybe it would be better for him to go on on an organized retreat or something, because I thought maybe he was more interested in seeing the monkeys and sort of having a vacation time. And so I thought that maybe Wat Yan wasn't the right place, but I didn't want to, in case it was, it might be a very, I didn't want to, dissuade him in case it might be a good opportunity for him. So I asked him to write to the admin and to your assistants, Tanajan, and see if what they would say about how much experience someone should have before coming there. Is that the right thing to do?
Yeah, you can ask. It depends on the person whether they know what they expect, what they're gonna have to face when they get there, whether they can take it or not.
Okay. Okay. That's all I wanted to check with you about. So thank you very much.
If they cannot take the place, they might go. They leave earlier. That's all.
That's right.
If they find it uncomfortable for them to stay, then they'll leave.
Okay.
No
Sure.
problem.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just didn't want that, to.
You should just explain to the person first what to expect, what to do.
I think I did, based.
The routine that we do every day, like getting up early in the morning, walking down from the mountain, to join the monks on the alms round, and then what to do the rest of the day, so forth.
I did explain that, so I guess it's up to that person now if they want to. Okay.
And there's no electricity or running water. Just
Right.
living in the wild, in the forest.
Yeah, most people aren't used to that.
Yeah.
It might be difficult.
Mm. But you never know. Maybe they have some experience doing something like this before. So they might find it okay. So just give them a try.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I don't want to, it might be that this person comes and just really connects to the teachings of the Buddha and to your teachings. So I don't want to take that opportunity away from someone. That's all.
Okay,
So,
that's
thank you.
good. That's loving kindness,
Yeah.
compassion.
Right.
Okay, good work. Is that
Thank you,
all?
Tanajan.
Okay.
That's all for today.
All right. Go to Louis. Louis also spent some time up in Kaohsiung. Where are you now, Louis?
Good evening, Tanajan. I'm in São Paulo now, visiting
São
my
Paulo.
brother
Mhm.
in São Paulo, Brazil. Yes.
You're near Alfredo Ubeka. Maybe you should give him a call.
Yeah, I think same city. Yeah.
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 Okay.
So I have noted 3 questions today. May I ask?
Cheers. Go ahead.
So one is how to understand the teaching that form is like a foam, feeling like a bubble, perception like a mirage, sankhara like a banana tree, and vijnana like an illusion. I read that in the sutta.
Well, just look at them as natural phenomena. That's what it means. They are natural phenomena, and they don't exist forever. They're temporarily existent. They come and go like bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
So don't cling to them. The goal is not to cling to them, not to be attached to them. Let them come and go as they like. Then you will have no sadness or dukkha when they come, when they leave you. If you like something and you become attached to them, when they leave you, you become sad. But if you don't attach to them, then when they leave you, you won't become sad. So you have to know they are anicca, they are all anicca, temporarily, impermanent. They are anatta, they're not under your control. It all comes back to the 3 characteristics. If you cling to them, you will get dukkha, suffering. So don't cling to anything. Everything that you are in involved or in contact with, they all come and go. Eventually the mind will depart from this world with nothing. The mind came alone and will go alone. You didn't bring anything with you, and you won't take anything with you when you leave this world, this earth. Okay.
And then the other one is the luminous mind, like the Pabhasara Chitta, is it already pure and only hidden behind the kilesas, or does it become pure, the Chitta?
The luminous mind will appear at the stage of an anagami. Once you have become an anagami and you have got rid of all your sexual desire, then the mind becomes peaceful and calm and luminous.
Mhm.
But this luminous mind is still has defilement left in the mind. And so some people might be mistaken this luminous mind to be pure mind or nibbana.
Mhm.
And this is not the case. The case is that this luminous mind is still under the law of the three characteristics. It can still change from luminous to not being luminous.
Mhm.
So if you expect it to be permanent, then you can be disappointed. And maybe you will try to keep it permanent, try to make it permanent. And this is still, it means you're still working, trying to make the mind perfect or luminous all the time, which you will fail, and then this can cause you stress and anxiety.
Mhm.
So you have to understand that this is it is just like anything before that you have contemplated before or investigated before, that it is just another natural phenomenon that is changing and is not under your control. So the way to deal with it is just to leave it alone, let it come and go, let it become luminous or let it become not luminous. Don't try to use your mindfulness or whatever you have to keep it luminous, because you cannot keep it always luminous. And when you do that, then this luminous mind will then eventually broken up, disappeared, and what is left is the pure mind.
Mhm.
In the circle of practice, we call this luminous mind as avijja, ignorant. This is the manifest of avijja, ignorant. Ignorant in the sense that you don't know that this luminous mind is still not permanent mind. It's not permanent yet. It's not pure yet. But you can be mistaken to think it because it's so wonderful, it's so marvelous. You thought this is nibbana, and you try to protect this luminous mind from changing to when it start to become a Tao, or you want to bring it back again. So this is still far away for you, so don't worry about it too much.
Mhm.
First, we have to get rid of our attachment to the body and the sensual objects first,
Mhm.
before we can get to the luminous mind.
Thank you. Very profound.
Okay, what is
And
next? Is that it?
yeah, and connected to that, since you mentioned anagami, what is the significance of keeping the 8 precepts when we're visiting monastery, and also outside of, like in our usual lay life, to keep 8 precepts rather than 5?
See, the 8 precepts is to help you meditate better.
Mhm.
Provide you with the time to meditate. If you don't keep the 8 precepts, then you can eat food anytime you like. You can watch TV, you can listen to music, you can have sex with anybody, so you won't have time if you do these things. You won't have time to meditate.
Mhm.
So if you want to meditate, then you have to stop these activities by keeping the 8 precepts.
Mhm. And while we are keeping the 8 precepts, is it appropriate to keep communication at some level with our partner?
Well, it depends on how strict you want to observe these 8 precepts. If you want to be very strict, then you want to have no communication with anybody. You don't want to communicate with anybody, anything, unless it's some emergency case. But on a normal thing, we just have to make an understanding with your partner that this is the time to be alone, to meditate. This is not a social time. It's an anti-social time. Because
Thank you.
in order for you to become calm, you have to be alone. When you meditate alone. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Next, Steve, right? If I remember you, not Steve, maybe one. Tricycle. I can't remember your name, I'm sorry.
My name is Mike, but thank you so
Mike.
much, Donna John. I always appreciate these calls, and I really enjoy hearing everyone's questions to you. So I thank everyone for their participation. I have 2 things today. One is related to someone else asked a question last week, and it was about their meditation practice, and they had kind of achieved a level of samadhi that they had thought was the first jhana, which you had told them that was mainly was just a nice level of samadhi. And I was curious if Tanajan, if you could kind of just go through the differences between the first jhana and samadhi, just because I've seen them, I feel like I've seen them used interchangeably a few times in my reading. And I just was curious if there was any certain things you could look out for to differentiate samadhi from the first jhana.
Well, first jhana is considered to be the first level of samadhi. Samadhi is divided into 8 levels. I think the first 4 levels is the rupa jhana level. And then the 5th to the 8th is the arupa jhana level. But when you meditate, you don't pay attention to which level you are in. Okay, you don't investigate and ask yourself, am I in the first jhana or am I in the second jhana? This is not what you do when you meditate. When you meditate, you just focus on your meditation object. And by concentrating on the meditation object, it will slowly lead you from first to second to third and fourth jhana automatically. So don't worry about the different level of jhana. Only when you get to the 4th level, then you find that this work of concentration is completed, and you feel the mind becomes perfectly still and peaceful and happy. And you know that this is what the Buddha said, the best form of happiness is peace of mind. That's what you'll get when you get to the 4th jhana, peace of mind, contentment. And nothing to do, just merely knowing. No need to concentrate, no need to watch your breath, because when you get there, everything will disappear, and all you have left is emptiness and the knowing mind.
I had also,
if you want to know about the characteristic of the jhana, you can look it up in the text. First jhana, second jhana, third jhana, and 4th jhana. You can read it. You can do this after after you meditate, and you might be able to judge for yourself which level you have got to in your meditation. But it's not really important. You know, the important is in like food. When you eat, you don't care what type of food or where the ingredients come from, right? You eat because it's delicious, it's good, and make you full. So that's what you're more interested in, whether this food is good when you eat and can it make you full or not. But you don't really care whether the ingredients come from Hawaii or from Thailand or from wherever, you know. Unless you want to become a cook, then you might have to know that. Or when you want to become a teacher of jhana, then you might have to know this thing to explain to your student. But when you practice, you don't have to know this thing. Just focus on your meditation object, to concentrate your mind, to make your mind to become one, to become still. When it becomes still, it will become one, because the other activity, the other mental aggregate will stop functioning temporarily. Your sanya, sankara, vijnana will stop functioning.
I've also the book I was reading, you know, I usually meditate on a mantra, on the Bhutto, but then I've seen different strategies for jhana meditation about, you know, having a place on like the right above your lip that you're thinking about as like kind of a center of your meditation. I'm pretty sure I've heard you talk about Bhutto meditation. But do you also practice, you know, kind of these visualizing different parts of your body?
Well, it depends on what stage of practice you are in. If you practice for jhana, usually you use the mantra or you use the breath as your object of meditation. But as far as other, like visualizing the body parts, this is more on the vipassana level. You want to see the true nature of the body. You see the complete composition of the body, for instance. Then you have to look at the various parts of the body. But you can also use some of the body part as an object of concentration also. Like some people might use the skeleton. Instead of using the breath, they visualize the skeleton instead. That can also be used as object for jhana. But for a complete look at the body anatomy, is to give you the wisdom part, to dispel the delusion that the body is good looking or attractive. Like the saying that say beauty is skin deep, right? So once you go under the skin, then there's nothing beautiful about the body. And this is for the purpose of eliminating your sexual desire. If you want to get rid of your sexual desire, you have to go under the skin to see the other parts of the body. When you see these other parts, then your sexual desire will disappear. So it's a different type of practice.
Thank you so much, Ajahn.
Okay, nice to see you, nice to talk to you. Hope you learn more and practice better. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, go to Anura and Ramya from New Zealand. Must be early for you. What time? 3 o'clock?
Namaskaram, Ajahn. Yeah, it's 1:45, 1:40 in the morning. Yeah. Good to see you, Ajahn. I have no questions today. Happy to listen in and let other people to ask questions.
Okay, how about you, Ramya?
Yeah, I'm listening to Ajahn.
Okay.
Thank you.
Go to Nining from Indonesia.
Yeah. Good evening, Ajahn. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. I have a question today. Sometimes in my practice, I get pity many times. and it happened continuously. It happened continuously. So what should I do? Because
Just
it
just
happened too
really-
fast.
Just do nothing. Just let it be.
Oh, so I just let them disappear, and then I back to my equanimity.
Yeah, you want to get to equanimity, but on the way you might have pity. Yeah, before you get there. Some people do, some people don't.
Yeah, because sometimes in session 2 hours meditation in the early, I can get almost 10 pity. And it happened very fast. So I just let it happen, and then I back to equanimity. But after meditation, I ask myself, should I stop or what? I don't know the answer. That's why I ask.
You cannot stop them. They are anicca, dukkha, anatta. So just leave them alone.
Oh, so is it okay, Ajahn?
It doesn't hurt you, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it actually after that my practice, it's okay. After the pity, it's getting calm and also more equanimity after that.
Yeah, just don't become attached to them. That's all. Because sometimes when you don't have it, then you can. If you attach to them, then you can be disappointed.
Yeah,
So,
but
so just
almost
don't be attached. Don't expect them. Let them come and go as they like.
okay. And then just now from the question, Ajahn said that one should enter jhana if don't want to react with love, hate, fear, and delusion. So can I say that someone who is still have anger, who many times get angry, does it mean that he still haven't entered jhana in the practice?
Not necessarily. It depends on how much equanimity you have. See, it doesn't mean that you have equanimity and then you won't get angry. You can still get angry, but maybe you're not as angry as someone who doesn't have any equanimity at all.
Oh yeah. And then last question. As I remember that Ajahn said last week that only Sotapanna can reborn as the person who bring all the Dhamma knowledge from previous life. Is it correct?
Yes.
So if so, can I do aditana to be reborn as Buddhist again and bring all of my Dhamma knowledge in my next life?
You just be a Sotapanna, then you will be Buddhist forever, regardless of where you are born.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I challenge myself to be. Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
Okay.
Thank you for all the
Because
answer.
a Sotapanna knows the Four Noble Truths and the three characteristics of existence. So wherever a Sotapanna is born, he takes these Four Noble Truths with him. And he continues his practice using the Four Noble Truths as the way of getting rid of all the dukkha or suffering.
Yeah, actually, I know, but sometimes I don't be able to practice it. That's the problem.
Mm.
Yeah. So
you have to try to do it as much as you can.
yeah, sure. So if I challenge myself to practice meditation, let's say 4 hours in a day, is it also defilement?
No, this is Magga. This is right effort.
Oh, thank you, Ajahn.
You practice all day long, all day and all night long. This is not kilesa, this is Dhamma.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
That's all. Thank you, Ajahn.
all right. Go to Celia from Peru. Haven't seen you for a while. Celia, how are you?
Hello, Parajan. I'm fine, yes. I haven't been joining the videos, but I have still been listening through Facebook, but I prefer to join because my attention is all here. When I'm not with a video, I get distracted. So yeah, happy to be back here. I have one question. If a Buddhist practitioner came to you and said, I have 6 months left to live, no? What would you recommend him to do as practice that can be more fruitful, no? Given that he doesn't have all the time of the world, and to prepare to die and for the next life. Is there something that you would recommend him?
Well, try to practice until you become a Sotapanna. Then you will have no suffering with aging, sickness, and death of the body.
But presumably, I mean, if you don't have so much time, but how you do that, no? What
Well,
you choose?
It's up to the person. See, it's up to the person what he wants to do with his time. You know. But if you're looking from the Buddhist perspective, the best time, make the best of your time is to practice Dhamma, meditation, and vipassana.
Both.
Yeah, both.
Mm.
Alternatingly, you meditate. When you come on meditation, investigate the nature of your body to see that it is anicca, anatta, not yourself. It's impermanent. You will die. And accept it. Teach your mind to accept this truth. If the mind accepts this truth, then when you die, you don't feel anything. You don't feel sad. You don't have any stress or dukkha, no suffering.
And to be able to accept it depends on your parami.
It depends on how strong your equanimity is. Yeah. So you have to practice a lot of jhana to make your equanimity strong when you come out of jhana. Then teach your mind to accept the truth of the body.
That's the only way to understand the truth of the body, like getting into jhanas. Because for some of us,
we understand already, we know the body's gonna die. But it's teaching the mind to accept it, that's the problem, see.
Yes.
The mind doesn't want to accept it. The mind doesn't want the body to die. And the way to make the mind accept is to put it into jhana. See? Once you put it into jhana, then the mind cannot react to the truth. It will remain just still and merely knowing, accepting.
Yeah.
Without jhana, without equanimity, it will react with aversion for death. Yeah.
If you don't get into jhana, you can still work with equanimity.
There's no way to build equanimity without jhana. That's why we have to meditate. See? We get to the fourth jhana.
If you know that you're not going to get, or you think that you're not going to get into jhana in this life, what's your second best bet?
Well, just try to investigate the nature of the body all the time. Tell yourself, this body is not you, it's gonna die, and there's nothing you can do anything about it. Just you have to accept it. If you can convince your mind to do this, then it's okay. Or maybe just by simply telling yourself this again and again, this can become a way of meditating also. To force your mind to become still and have equanimity.
Okay.
Just have to keep telling yourself, this body is gonna die. It's not me. I'm not the one who died. I'm just the user of this body. I have to let this body go. I have to accept death of this body. Because if I don't accept, I will have sadness or stress. If I don't want to have any stress or sadness, I have to let go of this attachment to this body.
Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you very much, Tanajan.
All right, you're welcome. Next, Philip from Malaysia. Philip, how are you?
Ajahn, I'm okay, good. I don't have any questions tonight. Just happy to be listening in.
Okay, then I'll go to Toronto with the two doctors, Priyal and Indira.
Good morning from Toronto, Ajahn.
Yes.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
So happy to see you and join the group. We learn so much every day. Thank you so much.
every week, not every day. We only want
Every week.
once a week.
Every day of the
Every
Zoom
day, and we
session.
can spread out to the whole week.
It seems like every day. Okay. Sure.
No, it's nice, as Cindy said, it's nice to see everyone, especially Jordan looks very happy. I'm so happy to see him in this, his face through this Zoom.
Settling down.
Yeah, and it was good. I didn't have much question, but I have some few comments. Kokseng asked about the dukkha. He said the bodily dukkha is you can understand easily. Of the other, when you say five aggregates, clinging to five aggregates is dukkha in a sense. Buddha talks about it, the first sutta, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. So understanding of the bodily dukkha is called dukkha dukkha. I think there are three types of dukkha in the sutra. Dukkha dukkha, viparinama, or sankhara dukkha. Sankhara, viparinama is due to the change. Sankhara is due to the clinging of the thought process. And dukkha dukkha is the bodily pain. So somehow all these eventually end up as sankhara dukkha because of the change, and you cling and you suffer through because these all these the mental aggregates also do change, as said in the I think Lewis in the Pena Pindika Sutra, like the form is like a bubble of soap. This is nothing substantial. It's empty, and the pain is also, the feeling is like a bubble. Just you touch it, it's gone. Next, another bubble arises. So, so it's interesting how this dukkha is eventually boils down to the sankhara, the thoughts, the clinging and the change. Because of the change, we think it's permanent, it's going to change. And you suffer through it, viparinama.
Okay. It always comes down to the Four Noble Truths, which is craving.
Craving.
Yes.
Craving to be and not to be. To be alive and not to die once. And this is considered craving. That causes you to have suffering when you're going to die and you don't want to die.
Is it like a bhava and vibhava tanha kind of thing?
Yeah, bhava tanha, vibhava tanha.
But the sensual desire comes.
Bhava tanha is to be, right? To be alive. Vibhava tanha is not to be dead, not to be dead.
Yeah. And Ajahn, you talk about the jhana, like jhana is like, I sometimes feel like it's when you're hungry, and physically hungry, and you are very irritable, angry, and so forth. But when you are, that's the body feeding, the mind feeding. When you feed the mind, as you said, jhanas, equanimity, you're not hungry anymore. The mind is not hungry, not looking for anything. So you're satisfied. You're not irritable, or your mind calms. You're not reacting anymore. Is it similar?
Contentment, see, that's what you get when you get to the fourth jhana.
Yeah.
You don't need anything. Like when you have a full meal, when you're full stomach, if your wife asks you want some more, you say, no,
happy.
I'm happy.
I'm so happy I ate. Good meal. And you catch like dozing away. Yeah. And the equanimity you talk about, I think I asked this question before. I think there are three places where equanimity, the word upekka comes in the sutra. One is, of course, the many times in the jhanas, like the fourth jhana. Second one is at Brahmavihara as the fourth Brahmavihara. And also in many times as the seven factors for enlightenment. So it's like the last bojjhanga. So are they the same, or there are subtle differences between these upekka they talk about?
They are the same. They are the same.
This is exactly.
Yeah, in order for you to have this, you have to have it from your fourth. Without the fourth jhana, the equanimity in Brahmavihara will be unnatural equanimity. You have to force to have it.
So got it.
But
So
with the fourth jhana, you don't have to force. You will have
Yeah.
natural equanimity.
I understand.
It
Yeah.
comes into
So when you say you are like indifference, otherwise you're just
Sometimes you're
saying,
just
I
trying to
can't
stop
change
your-
it. I'm happy.
You try to tell your mind not to react, but deeply maybe your mind still want to react.
Yeah.
But with real equanimity,
So kind of
you don't react. You just let things
comes
be.
naturally.
Oh, good, very good point. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanajan.
I think we'll let others
Yes.
ask questions.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice
So
talking to
nice
you.
seeing you.
Nice
You
talking to you.
too.
Good to see you all happy.
Yes, very.
Yeah, very happy.
Next, Diana from Wales. How you doing?
Good, thank you, Tanajan. Nice to see you. I just have one thought today, which was about, I've noticed that I seem to organize my life still to be busy. And I think this is not a good thing.
You have to organize it the way the Buddha teaches us to organize around the 8 precepts. Use your 8 precepts as the organizer of your life.
Yes. Yes. It's, I don't know if we get to an age where we're happy to be not so busy or.
But eventually you cannot be busy because your body
No.
won't be able to.
That's right, yeah.
Then you are forced into retirement anyway, sooner or later, whether you like it or not.
I think it's quite a challenge not to be busy.
That's why people find it sad when they have nothing to do. Because they didn't try to learn to be not busy before, but when they are forced to be not busy, then they find it difficult to adjust themselves to it. So we should learn to be not busy right now. So when the body cannot do anything, then we won't feel anything. We won't be affected.
Thank you for your teaching.
Yeah. That's the purpose of our practice, to prepare the mind for aging, sickness, and death, which will come eventually. If we are prepared and we pass the examination, then when we get old, get sick or die, we don't feel anything. We're happy. We can be happy being old, being sick, and being dead. Because we have the tools to deal with these things. We have concentration or samadhi or meditation, equanimity, and we have wisdom to teach us that the body will get old, get sick, and die. And the body is not us. We are not the body. Once we have these tools, we can teach the mind to let go and not to be hurt by the body, by the aging, sickness, and death of the body.
Yes, that's beautiful. Thank you.
Okay, but the problem is we cannot resist our defilement, which keep pulling us away from this activity and lead us to be more busy with people and things, do things, go in places. So we don't have the time to prepare ourselves for this examination. But we have to, if you want to, you can do it, but you have to force yourself. Set up a schedule of practice for yourself. From now on, I'm going to meditate so many hours a day. I'm going to study the nature of the body all the time when I'm not meditating, reminding myself I'm going to get old, get sick, and die. But this body is not me. I'm actually not the body. I'm just the user of the body. So I shouldn't feel anything when the body get old, get sick, or die. Because it's not me that get old, get sick, or die. I don't get old, get sick, or die. The mind doesn't get old, get sick, or die.
No, I don't particularly identify with the body. I don't think anymore.
Mhm.
I'm fairly, it doesn't really worry me too much
That's good.
about
Then should you, it will not bother you then when you get old, get sick or die.
that. There's advantages to every phase of life, I think.
Right. There's always a silver
Yeah.
lining, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's much harder being young.
Yeah, it's much harder to be alive really than being dead. Once you're dead, you don't have to do anything. Don't have to work, don't have to pay taxes.
I think quite often people are ready. They've had enough. They can't
Yeah.
make the effort anymore.
Mm.
Mm.
But just don't terminate your life intentionally. This is bad karma.
Yes.
Just let life terminate by itself.
Mm.
You are still a caretaker of the body, so you have to take care of it until it can no longer exist. Then let it go.
Yes. I guess we have a responsibility to make the best of the life we are given.
Yes, the best way is to make your mind enlightened. Once your mind become enlightened, then you can help teaching other people to become enlightened also. That's what the Buddha did. He first used the body to make him become enlightened. Then after he became enlightened, he used the body to teach other people to become enlightened.
Mm.
Okay?
Mm. Yes, thank you. Concentration, equanimity, and wisdom.
And wisdom, investigation of the nature of the body. Reminding yourself all the time to be ready for aging, sickness, and death. Like the weather, you're going to have a storm coming, so prepare, look for a place to hide, to protect yourself, to protect your mind from suffering.
Mm.
Okay, good. Next, Ubeka Alfredo from Sao Paulo.
Hi, Bante.
How are you?
Okay.
Are you ready to get old, get sick, and die yet?
Oh, but Sansar is not me, but I don't participate. Wisdom is very good. Wisdom.
You're not worried.
Vipassana is very good, but my Vipassana is out of Sansara, but
You're not worried if your body get old, get sick, or die, right?
no, I don't worry, but I don't worry. Well, I want to practice Bante. Not to Forjana, not to Pachala, not only you practice to good well, né, Bante? To good well. For me is a little difficult to reach high states. It's only well, only good, né, Bante? Bante, I'm very happy because I did a new chair to meditate. Look, but look.
Okay.
Look, Bante.
You bought a new chair for your meditation?
Yes, it's possible to see.
Yeah, very small picture though.
A good chair, 1 meter above the floor.
Makes your meditation better?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, is in front of my garden, in front of my garden.
Okay.
And of my Buddha is 1 meter above the floor.
Okay.
The animals not near. Yes, and I put a window to mosquitoes.
I see.
Dengue is Brazil is very danger now.
Yes.
A lot of peoples have dengue in Brazil. A lot, but my neighbor have dengue.
Okay.
And
You have to be careful.
Yes. I put a
Mosquito net.
mosquito net. Yes. A net, a good net. It's very expensive, but 100 reals, $30.
$30.
Yes, mosquito net is very cheap. Not cheap. Very expensive. But it's normal.
Yeah.
Mas a very good chair, but a very good. It's the happiness of me is very big happiness. A new chair.
And how's your practice? With the new chair? Very good.
Yeah, nossa, perfect.
Okay.
10,
All right,
perfect.
then. Okay, good.
Perfect. Very good.
All
Very
right.
good.
You should meditate more then.
Yes. 2 hours, 3 hours all day. 3 hours all day. My goal. 2 or 3 hours. And I don't reach for jhana, né, Bante? Mas for me, the teachers say that for jhana is not important, né? It's not the goal, né, Bante? The goal is a calm mind, né, Bante?
Well, it's the same thing. A calm mind and the jhana is the same thing.
Yes, a natural process, né?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Just do what you can. Don't worry about whether you
Yes.
get there or not. Just keep doing it.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. All right. You are advised to not worry with the samsara and with the forjan and with other things. It's very good. Very good advice. Don't have a music. Don't worry, be happy, né, Bante?
Yes.
Don't worry, be happy. A music.
Okay.
Thanks for all.
Bob Marley, right?
Yes, Bob Marley. Bobby Marley is how looks like Gandhi, né, Bante?
I
Gandhi.
think I don't know. Maybe he's happy.
Gandhi is an Indian calm person. Gandhi. Do you know Gandhi?
Gandhi. In India.
Yes. He's a very good person to calm the life, the peoples.
I see.
He's a most important Indian person. He's a very good. I don't know what your religion. I think he's don't have religion. He's only a good person, a calm person.
Gandhi, right? You're talking about Gandhi.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. He looks like Bob Marley.
Oh, I see.
Music of peace.
Okay.
Okay.
Good luck. Okay.
Good luck,
Good to see you. Bye-bye.
Good to see you. Bye-bye.
Okay, next B. Ravin from Bangkok.
Hi, good evening, Prajan. Good to see you again.
Yes, what can I do for you?
I actually really like your quote. It's easier to be dead than alive. I was just reflecting upon that, how tough life can be for us.
Yes, you look at those people who departed from this world, they have no more worry about COVID. They don't have to worry about, taxes or anything. We who are living, we are the one who have to worry about all these things. So in a way, it's not to be born, it's the best. It's better than being born.
It's strange how the mind works, the mind wants us to stay alive, but it's actually suffering every day. We just don't notice it.
Yeah, it's not the mind, it's the defilement, it's the delusion that make us think that living is better than dying.
Yes. So Prajan, my question is regarding the 4 Brahma Viharas. Do I understand correctly that we should practice the 4 Brahma Viharas to help enhance in my meditation? Or if I meditate more, it will enhance the 4 Brahma Viharas? Does it work both ways, or one will support the other?
It's not enhancing, it's just a normal way to to conduct yourself when you deal with people. When you meet people, you want to show kindness or friendliness. So you use metta. And when you run into somebody who needs help, then you use karuna or compassion. And when you run into people who are successful, then you use mudita, congratulate them for their success. And when you run into a situation in which there's nothing you can do or anything about it, then you use ubekha. So this is how you should conduct yourself when you're socially engaging with people or animals. Then this will not cause you any stress. Then maybe it will be easy when you go home and meditate, because you have nothing to cause you to be stressful or restless or agitated.
So they are means of calming the mind.
Not in a way, yes, but directly it's a way of how we live together. This is what we should use. The 4 Brahma Vihara are the things that we should use when we deal with people or animals. When we engage with people or animals, this is what we should use. Kindness, not cruelty, for instance. Yeah. When you meet people, you want to say hi, say hello, smile at them, not give a frown face or yell at them, scold them. And if people need help, then you should give a hand if you can. If somebody is successful or better than you are, you should congratulate them. And congratulate Bill Gates, for being the richest man in the world, whatever. And don't be envious.
Yes. And the last one is, if we cannot do anything, we just
like the war that's happening right now. Can you do anything about to stop it? You cannot. You can feel sad, or you can just don't feel sad. Feeling sad is only hurting yourself, right? So you just have to accept that there are things that are beyond what we can do. You don't feel sad if you cannot do anything to stop the war, because you cannot.
So the 4 Brahma Viharas is kind of like the right livelihood, action, and speech, and part of the Noble Eightfold Path that I should follow to purify my mind.
Mm.
But I mean, these 4 all come together, right, Prajan? I mean, we know when to use which one, depending on each situation, right? It is something that.
Well, if you don't know, then you have to learn. See, some people don't know. Some people are mean to people and animals. They don't treat people kindly, or they say bad things. They bully other people. This means they don't have any metta or loving kindness toward other people. In order for them to feel good or happy, is to bully other people or to hurt other people. Because they haven't heard about the 4 Brahma Vihara. So they just do things according to how they feel. And usually for them is to hurt other people in order for them to be happy. For them to feel good, somebody has to get hurt first.
That's bad though.
Well, that's what's happening in this world. People like to hurt other people. When they feel bad, they go out and hurt someone, and then that makes them feel better. This is the lack of the teaching of the Buddha. People who have the teaching of the Buddha will not hurt other people, other beings. Will only help or make other people happy if they can. If they cannot, then they just have to let things be. This is the way how we live together happily, not hurting each other. Okay.
Yes, Prajhan.
Okay. Well,
Thank you.
I'll go to Dubai now. Aparachita. How are you?
Yes. Good evening, Prajhan. I'm well, very well. Yes.
Do you have anything to say or ask?
Actually, no questions, but just listening to what you just said. You know, in a way, like Buddhism is the only religion where we talk about aging, sickness, and death, and yet we are more kinder, and other religions seem to avoid that topic. And yet, I'm not saying religions per se, but let's just say more people who are not looking at this reality of life seem to easily cause harm. So in a contradictory or what would seem, people will say, oh, don't talk about all these negative aspects of life, but it's actually seeing the truth, which makes the heart kinder and not hold on to unnecessary small things. So the Buddha truly was an amazing teacher. So I'm just grateful.
Yes. We are fortunate to come across the teaching of the Buddha. It makes us live peacefully and happily.
Yes.
Okay. Just keep
And I'm glad
just follow the practice.
Yes.
Dana, Sila, and Pavana. Brahma Vihara, the 4 Brahma Vihara.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Vancouver with Sri and Czech.
Greetings, Ajahn.
Hello, Ajahn.
How are things coming along for you?
Good.
Same.
No complaint, no complaint, huh?
No complaint.
So far, so good.
Are you ready to get old, get sick, and die yet?
It doesn't matter if I'm ready or not. It will happen.
Well, if you're ready, then you don't get hurt. See? If you're not ready, then you get hurt. Your mind get hurt.
Yeah. Just you said that we know that we will get sick and die, but the mind will not. The mind is the one that won't accept it, right, Ajahn? Like unless it goes into the jhana.
Unless you have the jhana and also the truth that the truth of the body, then you cannot run away from aging, sickness, and death. And the best way to deal with it is to accept it. Because when you accept it, then there will be no stress, no worry, no anxiety, no suffering. But if you don't accept it, then you will have worry, anxiety, and suffering. And in order for your mind to accept it, you have to practice meditation to calm your mind, to stop your mind from resisting the truth. The mind doesn't want to accept the truth. It's not the mind, it's the defilement in the mind that causes the mind not to accept the truth. Once you can stop the defilement, then the mind will be able to accept the truth.
The defilement doesn't want to accept the truth.
Right. Defilement wants to live forever. See? Wants the body to exist forever, not to get old, get sick, or die.
Because defilement wants to enjoy the sensual pleasure.
It needs to have the body as the tool Without the body, you cannot go on a holiday or get married, anything, right? You need to have the body to do this. So as soon as the body is not able, it become incapacitated, then you have suffering.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is our mission. Our mission is to accept aging, sickness, and death, embrace them. Because when you can embrace them, then there will be no dukkha, no suffering. When you get old, get sick, or die.
Without the defilement, the mind can embrace it.
Well, that's why you have to meditate to stop the defilement from resisting the truth. Then the mind can then accept the truth. If you don't meditate, then the defilement will keep telling the mind to resist the truth, not to accept the truth. But when you meditate, then you can suppress or stop the defilement from telling the mind to resist the truth. But you need wisdom to completely eliminate the defilement. Wisdom is seeing that the body is anicca, anatta. Anicca, temporarily, anatta is a natural phenomenon that no one can stop this process of aging, sickness, and death. Once you see this, then what's the point of resisting the truth? You only hurt yourself when you resist the truth. And when you embrace, accept the truth, then your mind becomes calm and peaceful and not hurt by the truth. So right now we have wisdom. We know the body will get old, get sick, and die. But we don't have equanimity to remain calm and not reacting when we get old, get sick, or die. So we have to meditate to keep the mind, to prevent the mind from reacting, from not accepting the aging, sickness, and death. Okay. Anything else?
Ajahn, in the Satipatthana Sutta, like in one stage, like Buddha is saying, talk about the feelings, like for example, like feelings, the origin of feeling.
Feelings come from your contact with the sensual objects. When you see an image, your mind will then process this image into three categories: good, bad, or neutral. And then from this, then you get feeling. If the mind processes the image to be good, then you get good feeling. And when you see money, people give you money, the mind will process this is a good image. So you get good feeling. But when you see a tiger trying to attack you, then you have this, the mind will process this image to be bad for you. So you get bad feeling. Okay.
That's the origin. Okay. One we know. So we just be aware of it.
Well, you cannot get rid of the feeling, but you can stop your reaction to the feeling. If you have equanimity and wisdom, you just then the mind will teach you that it's not the mind that will get hurt by the tiger. It's the body, and the body is not you. So let the tiger eat up the body. It has to.
Try to run.
Then the mind has no stress. That's what forest monk do in the forest. Sometimes they run into a tiger and they just freeze. They just stand still.
Mm.
Because they have mindfulness to stop the mind from reacting.
Mm.
And then the tiger then cannot attack the body because it doesn't know whether this is a body or is it a tree, because it's so stiff, it's standing still. So it leaves the body alone. But if you start running, if you let the body run, then the tiger knows this is the prey, it can go after. But
So
if
it's
you
like-
stand still, then it doesn't know whether you're a tree or what,
Yeah, okay.
Well, there was a case of a teacher, one of Ajahn disciple. I think his name is I can't remember, but he liked to doing walking meditation at night, looking for tigers, And one night he came directly across in front of a tiger, but he was so mindful with his walking meditation. So as soon as the mind see the tiger, the mind just go into jhana right away. And then it just completely have no perception of the tiger at all. And it remains still for many minutes, for a long time, because he can tell after he come out because he have a candle lantern and the candle was all burned out. So he knew he was standing still for a long time. But he was safe, the tiger didn't attack the body or anything. Yeah, I remember his name. His name is Ajahn Chop, Long Pu Chop. I think it's written in the book by Ajahn Mahabur on the Patipatha, of the meditation monk, the Thai forest tradition monk.
So, Ajahn, even though when we walk or when we stand, like you can still get into jhana, the fourth jhana at least, right?
Under some unusual circumstances, like when you are really fearful, and you can then use your mindfulness to stop the fear. And you have to go into jhana in order for it to stop the fear. But under normal situation, you might not be able to get into jhana by walking or by standing. Maybe by standing, but not by walking. You need something to freeze the mind. You need a situation to freeze the mind, like running into a tiger or a snake, for instance.
But now I will run.
Then you die. If you run, you'll get attacked.
So we can't escape.
What would the Buddha do? Like the Buddha will the Buddha when faced with like tiger, he will just
Well, the Buddha was gonna be attacked by an elephant, and he stood still.
still.
Yeah, he just stood still, and then the elephant stopped attacking him.
But he didn't go into jhana. He didn't have to.
He didn't have to. He can have equanimity with wisdom. So he didn't need to go into jhana to get equanimity. He already had equanimity before.
Yeah.
So just tell the mind to stand still, for the body to stand
Oh.
still and not reacting.
Did he use like loving kindness?
That's what the story goes. Loving kindness is to have kindness, and the way to have the kindness is to stand still, not reacting.
Oh.
If you attack the elephant, then you're not having any kindness, right?
Yeah.
So you stand still. This is a way to show that you have kindness toward the elephant. You're not doing anything to hurt the elephant. So when the elephant see you not being dangerous to them, then they don't attack you. they stop attacking. The elephant stop attacking the Buddha when he finds that the Buddha is not hurtful, harmful to the elephant. Okay.
Thank you, Tanya.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Samanji from Sri Lanka. How many questions you have tonight?
Hello, Ajahn. I have about 5 questions.
Okay,
Do you think I
go
have the
ahead.
time? Yeah.
Yeah, plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Like, what is gratitude? How is gratitude defined in Buddhism? What's the
What
practice
attitude?
of practice of gratitude?
Gratitude. This is a quality of a good person. A good person knows somebody who has been good to them, and they will repay them likewise. A person who has no gratitude, it means he doesn't care what people did good to them, and might even attack them later on when they become angry or something. But if you have gratitude, then you will not attack the one who's good to you, who's kind to you. The Buddha says it's not easy to find people with good gratitude. Gratitude that people are very few.
And Ajahn, last week you said, I hope I got it correct. Last week you said that the merit of giving a dana to an animal or monk is the same. Did you mean the noble sangha here? When you
Mean anybody. See, when you give, you are letting go of your attachment to your possession. And when you let go, you feel good. But it doesn't matter who received the things that you give to.
isn't it more won't it give us more merit by offering a dana to an arhat than to an animal? That's the commonly held belief.
No, this is another type of merit that you'll get from the people that you give to. If you give to the monkey might say might not hurt you, for instance.
I mean manka.
I know I'm giving you an example. But if you give to an arahant can give you Dhamma. See? That's what you get from an arahant. You don't get from a monkey or ordinary person.
What's the highest form of Dhamma? Is it giving to the Sangha? Because once the Buddha said to Queen Prajapati to offer the gift to the Sangha instead to the Buddha.
It's better to give to the organization than to the person, because the person can come and go very quickly. Like the Buddha will die, but the Sangha will continue on. So it's better to support the organization than the person in the organization.
And Ajahn, in your autobiography, you mentioned that you were initially inspired by a Buddhist book published at the Buddhist Publication Center, Sri Lanka. Is it a book by Jnana Ponika Thera?
No, this is a collection of articles about anicca, about the 3 characteristics of existence.
Is it from Sri Lanka, the book, or is it from?
I think it's the wheel. It's in the wheel series, in which the Buddhist publication published this book and give for free. It's called. It's in the wheel series. But I have a link in my. Somebody can send you this book and you can read it. One of my assistants, I hope, maybe can send you the link.
And like, what made you become a Buddhist monk? Is it okay?
Well, originally I didn't plan to become a monk. I just want to meditate and be happy. But then, as I meditate, I ran out of money. Then I have to come to decide which I'm going to do. If I want to continue on as a layman and meditate, I have to go to work. So when I go to work, I won't have much time to meditate. But if I want to have a lot of time to meditate, then I have to become a monk. So that forced me to become a monk. When I first started, I never thought of becoming a monk. I didn't want to become a monk. But then I was forced by necessity. Because once you become a monk, you don't have to worry about working, right? You're supported by with the 4 requisites: food, shelter, clothing, and medicine. So you don't need to go to work. So I can meditate all day long, from the time I get up to the time that I go to sleep.
And in Thailand, you have this forest tradition, no, Thanajan?
When I
Like
first
forest
started, when I first started practice, I didn't know about the Thai forest tradition. I only know about the city temples and monasteries. But then when I decide to meditate, I have to search for information, and I found a book by one American monk who went to all the Thai forest tradition monastery and list them, and so I studied this booklet called The Guide to Thai Forest Meditation Center or something like this. And then I found out all this monastery with the meditation teachers. So then I knew I have to go to the forest tradition monastery. But before I can go to this monastery, I have to get ordained first in the city temple, because usually the forest monastery don't do any more ordination ceremony. So I went to a Bangkok temple and get ordained in Bangkok. And then after that, I went up to Ajahn Mahabo's monastery up in the northeast of Thailand to study and practice with him. And he was kind enough to accept me, and then I stayed with him for about 8.5 years.
So your meditation guru was Ajahn Mahabua?
Yes, he encouraged monks to do meditation and nothing else. Everything else that is necessary, he only keep it to the minimum.
Okay, then I also want to know, who is Mara in Buddhism, Thanajan? Is it a physical state, Mara? When we attempt to meditate and focus on achieving enlightenment, does Mara try to disturb us?
Your
Just as he
defilement,
did with that's
your
defilement.
Your defilement, especially your sensual pleasure cravings. People are attached to the sensual pleasure, so they find it very difficult to give up sensual pleasure for meditation practice. They might be able to do it for 1 hour a day or something, but for them to do all day long, that would be very difficult. But people try by going to retreat, 7-day retreat, 2 weeks retreat, and then they have the time to do meditate all day long. But then after 2 weeks or after 7 days, they might feel they had enough and they want to go back to the family, or go back to work, or go back to their TVs and so forth.
We lead very complex lives now, like so many digital devices.
I know you have to be strong in order to be able to get away from these things. You have to look at them as being like a serpent, dangerous for you, or like fire. Have you read the fire discourse? The Buddha says sensual objects, they are like fire. When you're involved with sensual objects, they can cause you to have the fire of greed, the fire of hatred, and the fire of delusion.
And Thanajan, I think last week you mentioned that you published a book in Thai, including those 5 main suttas. Do you have a link to that?
In Thai?
That you recommended a book last week.
Yes.
No, you recommended 5 suttas. That
Yes, 5 suttas.
Did you?
But the book is in Thai. So
okay? Did you it was published in Thai,
in
and you
Thai. But
you compiled it?
I think you can contact my assistant and ask for the the 5 discourses. I think she will be able to provide you with.
I got the 5 names that day. I heard it as that you got them to publish it in Thai. So
Yeah,
5 suttas that you compiled.
Yes, you can compile them from the internet and then make it into a book.
I have
a
the
PDF
English,
book.
yeah, because
The
we are not.
The first one is the Dhammacakka, but Dhammacakkappavattana
Whatever
Sutta.
we read, we have to read either in Sinhalese, our mother tongue, or in English. But we don't know Pali.
Sometimes the English translation is more direct, than when I read Thai, we have so many similar meanings of the word, different meanings of the same word, and we can be confused. So I was lucky that I read the English translation, not the Thai. When I read, because in Thailand we use the same word, but with different meanings from the Pali. So it can be confusing sometimes when we read Dhamma books in Thai.
Anna, is it bad to be judgmental in Buddhism?
Well, it depends on what you mean by judge. If you want to judge people, then it's better to judge yourself, because judging other people doesn't make you better or worse. But when you judge yourself, you can maybe improve yourself. If you judge yourself to be bad, then you can change yourself to be better. So if you say judging like in this way, then you should judge yourself more than judging other people. But you can evaluate other people. You have to know other people, whether they're good or bad, kind or not kind. This is not judging. This is evaluating or knowing them for what they are. You can do this. I have to know who you are, whether you're good or bad, right? So if I have to get involved with you,
yeah.
and I know whether I should get involved with you or not. If I
And
don't,
that's what.
but not judging you for what you are. I leave you alone. I don't judge you whether you're good or bad.
And it's good to evaluate, not to judge. Even a
Right.
teacher.
Right. Everybody.
Even teachers have to evaluate their students.
That's
Not,
right. Yeah. Not
I read
judging.
somewhere that Buddhism promotes non-judgmental judging. I don't know whether it was in Guardian UK, I think. Do you think that term is correct? That Buddhism promotes non-judgmental judging?
I don't know, but karma is the one that will judge us all. Karma will be the judge and be the one to give us the punishment or the reward. The law of karma. The law of karma is the judge, the prosecutor, and the judge. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn. That's all
Okay.
for today.
You're welcome. All right, Sulan, your turn. Haven't seen you for a while.
Yeah, hello Ajahn. Good to see you. How have you been?
Good. Good to see you too.
Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, happy with that thing. Yeah. Okay, can you hear me?
I cannot hear you clearly. Can you say again what you were saying?
As in saying happy Vesak Day in advance. Yeah.
Happy Vesak Day. It's coming next week. Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Ajahn, for answering my question last week.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yeah. It's a good reminder.
You have no question tonight?
Today I don't have a question. I just want to listen to Ajahn share.
Okay. I'll go to the next person then. Okay, we're running out of time.
Thank you, Ajahn.
You're welcome. To Stephanie from Oregon. Hi.
Hi,
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I guess I wanted to make a comment and just the enlightenment factor of investigation, are you supposed to be very calm when you investigate?
Yeah,
I think
you want to have a neutral mind when you investigate. You don't want to have a mind that might be overcome with hatred or greed when you investigate something. Then you might not be looking at the thing that you investigate clearly.
I think I've been deluded in thinking I've been thinking Dharma thoughts, and maybe they're not Dharma thoughts, they're just thinking. And so, yeah, I'm working on not thinking as much, because I took investigation as like, I can think about all these things, but I don't think I've been calm enough. And I'm just realizing that, and I'm trying not to think so much now.
See, when we investigate things, we use the three characteristics of existence as the tool to investigate things. We look at this thing and ask ourselves, is this permanent or not permanent? Is there a self in this thing or not? This is what we want to investigate. Just a three
Doesn't need that much thought. Yeah, not that much thought. Yeah.
Yeah. If you
All
see
right.
it, if you see it differently, then this is delusion.
It's delusion.
If you see your body as being you, then this is illusion. But if you see the body as just the four elements, then this is the truth. So you want to see the truth, teach your mind the truth to overcome the delusion.
Work on being calmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going good, but yeah, thank you.
See everything as impermanent. Everything is
Yes.
temporary. One day, sooner or later, we're going to have to lose everything.
What's the point?
What's the point of worrying about anything, right?
Hmm.
Going to end up losing everything anyway. So the less you have, the better you will. The more you have, then the more you got to lose.
It's true. Yeah.
The less you have, then the less you have to lose. When you got nothing to lose, when you got nothing, then you got nothing to lose. It's as the saying goes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, try to live in nothing.
I'm living in nothing. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Very much.
Next, Intan from Indonesia. Hi, Intan. You've been meditating?
Good evening, Prajahn. No, Prajahn.
Why not? Too busy.
I think now I'm being lazy.
Oh, lazy. Okay.
Cause more busy for my work, but I think I must to set the schedule to be deleted.
More busy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be lazy. You're wasting your precious time.
Yes.
Every
Yes.
minute that you're not meditating, you lose precious time.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Prajahn.
The clock doesn't stop, it keeps running.
Mm-hmm.
So your life is running, your life is becoming less and less with the ticking of the clock.
Yes. Thank you for Prajahn advice. I evaluation almost 1 year learn from Prajahn since I go to Wat Yan on June last year. When I go to Wat Yan, I just have two purpose. I think now I achieve my purpose, but beside that, I also have many benefit from learn from Prajahn. The most important, I think now almost I always peace and happy, and before I go to Wat Yan, I don't want to meditate, but I think Prajahn is the person can change my mind. Until I think, oh, okay, not for meditate, but I prepare myself can be full-time meditation.
Okay. Try to meditate as much as you can. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Okay,
Is that
thank you,
all?
Prajat.
All right. I'll go to Belinda now. Belinda, are you still up on Calcion?
Yes, still in Calcion, Ajahn. Can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you. Okay.
Thank you. Last week you reminded not to try going out at night.
Did you try?
Yes.
How do you find it? Good?
Yes.
Exciting?
It's actually very so once we not let the mind proliferate, it's okay. In fact, I think the deers are afraid of us. They will move around when the animals actually they move away. But some Ajahn, I find different, like when I encounter deers, like some deers can be very calm and if they can just remain there and stay calm when I'm physically standing.
They have different level of equanimity. Each being have different level of equanimity.
Just like human, right, Ajahn?
Yeah, they are mind like us. They have mind like us, and the mind has developed to different level of equanimity. So they react differently.
Yes, and then some like just 20 foot away, they just flee very fast. So then I realized, hey, yeah, they might have the consciousness like humanity.
They have less equanimity than the one closer to you.
Now I saw a snake this afternoon, a serpent. So I'm listening to your talks and I reflect. Yeah, the serpent, like there are kilesas when I'm here. Some days are very difficult to meditate. Some days I push myself through, not very good quality, but just push through. So I don't know if Ajahn have more advice for me on what I should be.
Well, you basically should always be mindful. Try to stop your mind from thinking aimlessly, and then try to meditate as much as possible. If you could meditate, then maybe you can use your time reading Dhamma books or listening to Dhamma talks. That's all you should do. Between samatha and vipassana. Samatha is meditation. Vipassana is studying the book, studying the Dhamma teaching. Okay. How much longer you gonna stay up there?
This Friday I'm coming down to Ajahn, Friday morning. So I will see Ajahn first before I leave to Singapore.
Okay. All right.
I find it difficult to, like, when we are weak, the mindfulness is weak, or I find it difficult to meditate. You just have to force ourselves to read the Dhamma book and be very disciplined not to touch the phone.
That's right. It's willpower. You need to have willpower.
I feel distracted or excited when I see animals around. Like some birds, like I feel the nature is very healing at the same time. I don't feel scared. I feel that there's some fear of letting go of fear. Not lonely, although I don't see people. But they're different kind of kilesa, I would say, maybe not really like clearing up defilement. That's quite too relaxed, I guess. And yeah, not enough determination.
Yeah, you just have to push yourself to look at the Buddha as your model. The Buddha sat under the Bodhi tree and keep pushing himself until he became enlightened. He was willing to sacrifice his life if he should lose it meditating. Okay. We're running out of time. So
Ajahn, one more question, Ajahn.
okay.
Yeah, when I do chanting every morning and evening. But there are days where I feel either I'm lazy or I'm too tired. I get up later, but I will still do it. It's just that it's not like a community where like it's exactly the same. It's a different timing. But I would just do it. If I get up and I would just do it like 6 o'clock, different time. But I would do it at least once in the morning and once in the evening. Just that the timing is not fixed. Is it okay, Ajahn, to be flexible like that?
Well, you don't have self-discipline, that's all. You should practice more self-discipline. Because if you don't, then your defilement can always find excuses not to do it or do it later. But if you have to say, this is the time to do it and stick to the schedule, then you can prevent the defilement from trying to distract you from the practice. Okay. I have to go on to the next person now.
Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Levan from Marin County.
Ajahn, I have a. Can you clarify what's the difference between thinking in line with the Dhamma versus like thinking aimlessly?
Okay, it's like studying science and reading comic books. When you study the Dhamma, you learning the knowledge that will help you get rid of your dukkha. When you think aimlessly, usually you're accumulating more dukkha from thinking aimlessly, because it's your defilement that is the one that pushes you to think aimlessly, your delusion. So you have to have a principled way of thinking about the Four Noble Truths, or thinking about the three characteristics of existence.
So for all the events in life, I can classify that into the Four Noble Truths and the three characteristics.
Yes, more or less. Your reaction to things is in the Four Noble Truths. We usually react to things with cravings, with desire, with love or hate or delusion. And this is the one that's causing us all the suffering. If we don't want to have any suffering, then we should not react to things with cravings or delusion. We should react with reason or rationality, or loving kindness, or Brahma Vihara, the four Brahma Vihara.
Yeah. Okay, I understand now. Yeah. Sometimes I like to make sense of like difficult event that happen in life, but I'm thinking now I can classify that into the three characteristics, and good things and bad things just happens and not think too much about it.
That's right. They are natural phenomena, like the weather. Sometimes you have good weather and sometimes you have bad weather. And we cannot change them, but we can learn to live with them, accepting them.
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, we have Louis and Marcia again. Do you want to ask any more question? Marcia?
Oh, no, I do not have any more questions. Oh my, thank you for all the knowledge you've given us tonight.
Okay, you're welcome. How about Louis? Do you have any question?
No further questions, Ajahn.
Okay, then I have more question from Kunju. Kunju, more question from you.
Namaskaran. We have 10 questions this evening. The first 7 questions are from the assistant Gmail. The first question is from HP Tan from Malaysia. Question 1. I use the in and out breathing with the mental recitations of Putto, following my breath and experiencing seeing blue and orange light. I also feel my mind was very subtle. Can Venerable please elaborate how I should go about it?
You should ignore everything that appears during your meditation and just keep focusing on your meditation object. if you want to continue on, advance to your destination, which is the fourth jhana, then just ignore everything that appears on the way.
The second question is from Yeti Aprilia. I feel some energy taking place inside my head and telling me all the worst possible thoughts, but I realize it's not me who's talking. All the talking in my head is about bad things. Is my thought my mind?
No, well, your thought is the part of the function of your mind. The mind has the ability to think, and it can think good or bad. It depends on how it used to. If it used to think bad thing, it will continue to think more bad things. If it used to think about good thing, then it will continue on to think about good things. It become a habit for the mind to think, but we can change the habit. If we think bad thought is bad for us, then we can try to stop it when they come up, like by reciting a mantra, for instance, to counter the thoughts. Or just to teach, or to teach your mind that bad thought is not good for you, and you should not foster it. You should just try to stop it if you can. If you cannot, then you try to think of something good instead to replace the bad thoughts.
Whenever I follow my breath or am being mindful of my head, I feel that my neck spine is shifted. Is this okay, or should I focus somewhere else other than my head?
If this is during meditation, you should just focus on your meditation object and disregard everything else.
The next 4 questions are from Sam from Australia. Question 4. Sometimes after having done wholesome actions, I feel very happy and am full of energy. Is this kind of happiness normal, or is it part of the defilement?
No, this is the product of doing good karma. When you do good karma, you feel good. And when you do bad karma, you feel bad.
The next question, what is the reason people do metta meditation before breathing meditation? Is it because they want to produce energy of joy before breathing meditation?
Well, it's up to each individual. You know, some people do it because it helps them to calm their mind and ready for concentration. Because sometimes when you start meditating, your mind might be still scattering or still agitated. And using metta meditation can help calm the mind. But this differs from one person to the next. You know, some people don't need it. Some people can use chanting instead if they feel if the mind is still restless. Then they can use some chanting. But if the mind is ready to concentrate on the breath or on the mantra, then you don't need to do anything. You can go right straight to the meditation.
Next question. What should I do when I'm about to die? Should I focus on my breath to calm my mind, or should I contemplate that I'm not the body, I am the mind, and I let go of the body? Or shall I go with whichever one that can calm the mind down?
Whichever one that can calm your mind down. You want to keep your mind calm, but the best way is to let go of your attachment to your body, if you can. If you cannot yet, then you can use a mantra or meditation technique to calm your mind.
The next question from Sam. When I'm dying and realize that I don't have any more breathing, if I use the breathing method to calm my mind, should I then change my attention to reciting mantra like Putto, Putto?
Can you repeat the question again?
Yes, when I'm dying and realize that I don't have any more breathing, if I use the breathing method to calm my mind, should I then change my attention to reciting mantra like Putto, Putto?
When you die, you cannot do anything. You cannot change anything really when you die.
Okay. The next question is from Meta 109. It's from Facebook. Can you please talk about conceit and how can one overcome them?
Well, conceit is just a delusion, see, based on the self, that you have a self. In fact, there's no self. You know, it's just a product of a the mind's imagination is like a fiction that we create. That's all. Just to tell yourself there's no self in the mind. There's only knowing in the mind. The mind has no ability to know and to think. But due to the mind's illusion, it keeps thinking that there's a self in the mind, that the mind is the self. So you have to counter this by teaching the mind that the mind is a knower, a knowing element, and all it has to do is just to be merely knowing and not thinking about it being a self.
The next question is from Ashley Huang. Is it not advisable to sell cooked food containing meat?
It depends on it doesn't matter what you sell if the meat is dead already. See, in Buddhism we're concerned about killing, not about eating or selling meat. As long as you have no part in killing the animal for the meat, whether directly or indirectly. Indirectly means you go to a butcher and tell the butcher ahead of time that you want 2 chicken tomorrow, for instance. This you cannot do. But if you just go to the butcher and buy whatever, the chicken is already dead, the dead chicken, then you haven't broken the precept.
The next question is from Tanik. Is the chitta conditioned?
No, the chitta is one of the 6 basic elements. They're the building blocks of all things. The 6 elements are the earth element, the fire element, the water element, the wind element, the mind, the knowing element, and the space element.
And the last question we have is from Sulan. Is it right view to that for someone who does not like to eat vegetable due to unpleasant taste, they should still eat vegetables for fiber intake as it is beneficial and not because we will grow to like it from acquired taste? Thank you.
Yes, you should eat according to the benefit for the body, not for the benefit of the mind. Because the mind isn't the one who is eating. It is the body that's the one who is eating. And you eat for the body, you don't eat for the mind. But the defiant one usually eat for the mind. You choose the mind. The mind pick the food that it likes and doesn't eat the food that it doesn't like. And sometimes this can hurt the body.
That is all, Ka.
Okay. Well, that's about all the time we have for today or tonight. Thank you for your company. I hope this meeting is fruitful and beneficial and can help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tanajan. Thank you, admin. Take care, everyone.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Take care and be well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.